Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about Nintendo Switch, 3DS, Megaman, and more. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about PalmOS emulation in your browser with CloudpilotEmu. For those who may not be aware, CloudpilotEmu is an emulator for Dragon Ball based PalmOS devices that runs in a web browser. In particular, the emulator works on iOS. At the time of filming, CloudpilotEmu emulates a whole bunch of different devices, and I'll drop a link to this GitHub in the description below so you can check it out yourself. So version 1.8.0 of CloudpilotEmu just dropped, and this one adds memory stick support and SD card support. CloudpilotEmu is free, it's open source, and arguably pretty cool, so feel free to check it out. And speaking about checking things out, next up we're talking about SNES emulation with SNES 9X. We talked about this one recently when SNES 9X got an update to version 1.62. Well, since then, we're up to version 1.62.2, and if you've updated recently, I do recommend picking up this latest version. We've got some bug fixes here, and a pretty big bug. There was a bug that would erase games' SRAM if save states were loaded. So you might want to update this if you are using SNES 9X, and if you haven't updated SNES 9X in a while, you might want to pick up the latest version anyway. Moving on, and we're talking about Megaman, specifically Megaman Legends on the PS1. And if you're a fan of this game, you might be a fan of this news. There's a brand new decompilation project up on GitHub, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. It's gonna be a while before this game is fully decompiled, and they are asking for contributions, so if you know anything about the game, you might want to check out this GitHub. Next up, we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Yuzu, and the paid testing early access version of Yuzu has gotten a couple updates that are very interesting. So early access version 3484 improves audio synchronization and eliminates more audio desync in various games. And 3486 here fixes Xenoblade, notably fixing the water texture rendering on Colony 9. Next up, we're talking about 3DS emulation with Citra, and we talked about some pretty huge news from Citra yesterday. And the good news keeps coming. They're prepping for something really big. As of this video, it appears that Vulkan testing is currently on hold while the developer is busy with splitting up the Vulkan PR into smaller PRs for easier reviewing. This is to get Vulkan merged a bit faster. And if we take a look at the latest nightly release for Citra, Nightly 1867, it says prepare front end for multiple graphics APIs. Part 1 of a series of PRs that breaks up the currently rather massive Vulkan PR into multiple pieces to allow it for easier reviewing and testing. If you haven't been paying attention to Citra, now might be a really good time to start. Vulkan is on its way. It's not here yet, but it's probably going to be here sooner rather than later. And with Vulkan comes performance improvements. Next up, we're talking about the PlayStation 5, and things seem to be getting back to normal here, at least in terms of availability. Matt Piscatella, an industry expert, says growth in PlayStation 5 hardware spending drove the February hardware market gains. PlayStation 5 was the best-selling hardware platform in units and dollars over both the February 2023 and 2023 year-to-date time periods. So the best-selling console of this year so far has been PlayStation 5. And if you're wondering about most popular game, Matt also has you covered. In February, Hogwarts Legacy, to no surprise here, was the most popular game, followed by Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Dead Space. And interestingly enough, Minecraft is still on this list and got more popular in February than January. I am kind of curious to see what your opinions are on this one, so let me know in the comments below if anything here surprised you, and let me know in the comments below if you thought a game should be here but isn't. Now, switching from PlayStation to Xbox, and it appears that Microsoft might be working on a controller with a digital screen. So in this GamerInt article, which I will link to in the description below and do recommend checking out, it appears that Microsoft has filed for a recent patent that incorporates a touchscreen built right into their controller. I'm not quite sure on how I feel about this one. On one hand, it's pretty cool to have loadouts and audio adjustments and possibly social media baked right into the controller. On the other hand though, I think this might end up getting pretty expensive for a single controller. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. And last up here, we're talking about Ubuntu. If you're a fan of Ubuntu or Cinnamon or Ubuntu Cinnamon Remix, you're really gonna like this news. Ubuntu Cinnamon Remix is about to become an official flavor of Ubuntu. And if for some weird reason you don't believe me, here's the official email sent Tuesday, March 28th. In it says, "I'm happy to inform you that, per the technical board votes seen above, and confirmed on today's technical board meeting, Ubuntu Cinnamon has become an official Ubuntu flavor." In my opinion, this is awesome news for an awesome project, although I still prefer Linux Mint Cinnamon. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, don't tempt fate, save your state.